I can see them in here. Hello.
Hi.
What's up, man?
What's up? Are you Todd? No. What's up?
Just wanted to shower.
Hold on 1 second.
Cool. I'm a raccoon man. I just wanted you guys to see what happens when they kick the raccoon back out onto the street. Yo.
Alright, that's cool. Have you been here before?
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna. I could either. You don't have any bags on you? Okay, you're good then. Come on.
When the hell did I ever treat you right? Last all days and sleepless nights. From the start you should have told me that I'd be better off alone. When the hell did I ever treat you right? I should have been. That's bad. From the story you should have told me, I'd be better off alone. I weigh 180. Fasting, sunlight, antibiotics. Shampoo. Conditioner. Body wash. And bad headache. No. Oh, same shit. Diddy Booty Jackson. Oh, that's where the hair body face wash is. Oh, fuck. I got like a 2-week-old rash, man. This shit hurts. Though. My muscles are fucking, for something that doesn't work out, man, my muscles are...
Check out that bathroom now. Yeah. I was like, what's that smell? I said, bleach.
Look at my man boobs, man. Look at this Domino's pizza. Holy shit. This is just from like 3 days of eating pizza. It's just a big buildup of poop, man. Fucking disgusting. Why don't white people just die? Please. Just, you know the ones. You know the ones I'm talking about. Oh my fucking god, holy shit. Oh my god. That was like smelling salts. I'd rather put on frozen. These are clean, they're just frozen solid. I'd rather put on frozen ones. You get hypothalamus, man. I'm just gonna ask him. I didn't use that. I'm gonna donate this pair of socks because we're gonna exchange. 2 pairs of dirty socks. Got a blast.
Alright, sure, here, man.
Can I just donate these? Because I'll never have a way to do laundry.
If you want to throw them in there, yeah, I could do laundry in there. Thank you.
Thank you, man. That'll make somebody very happy. Good socks are like the best thing you can get. I fucking love socks. Clean socks, man. I love clean socks. Okay. Let me close this door. I don't know where I'm going till you got room for one more troublesome. I'm not coming home and I said I'll check in tomorrow if I don't wake up dead. This is the road to run. I'm starting at the end. Key.
Yeah, good question. That's
Do we leave the door open?
Yeah, that's right. I'm going in there in a minute, so. How's it going?
Hey, man, you look too dressed up to be homeless. There's some nice clothes, man.
It's an illusion.
Yeah.
Right.
I thought you might
I've had
have.
these nice clothes for 50 years.
I thought you were the director.
Call me Papa Smurf.
Papa Smurf. Oh, you were here 2 years ago.
Dragon looks like Papa Smurf.
Yeah. You know what they said this morning?
What?
Heidi and this lady at the door.
But
I know the lady, she brings stuff here all the time, donations. She goes, you look like the Dos Equis guy.
is that like a compliment?
I don't know. Yeah,
Kinda.
I guess.
Yeah.
Distinguished.
Dos Equis.
Do you need anything else like here, dude?
No. You know, is there any? I've got misdemeanors from trespassing, so I got trespass, and then eventually missing court for that. So I have charges. I've been trying. They're gone, but I can't find anywhere that will hire me. Once I do the background check, even if it's literally just I was walking by a college in Vermont State.
Well, wait, let's talk outside.
All right. So I'm just looking for, I guess, programs like might have a gas card. I know that I don't like asking that. It's a big ask. Or places I have a shovel. So if you need someone that can like do walkways and
well,
stuff.
I'm not in charge of any of
Yeah.
that. If you come like weekday during 8 to 5 when I just work at the desk.
Yeah.
So I can't even make any. I just could give if you need supplies, I could give that out, or I could give you the number for them to the on call if you want. I could give you the number and they could maybe help with any of that. I wouldn't know, but I feel like they've done stuff like that in the past for sure. Do you want the on call number?
Is that 211?
No.
Oh, sure.
It's trickier. It's like a hotline where.
Can I get a sticky note with all the stuff on it?
Yeah. Cool. Give me 1 second.
All right. I'll be outside. I'm just looking for places. Hello. My bird friend went right to left in front of me. It almost hit me in the head. That was crazy. He kind of flew at me, then saw me, then turned around and flew back up into the roof. Hi. What time is it? 5? I'm cooking dinner at 5:30.
You have a car. Best bet is go down that street,
Yep.
and you'll see to the right it says Frog Hollow.
Okay.
It goes down by the river,
Yeah.
and on the left, right before you start, go back up out of there. There's a parking lot with electric car chargers.
Yeah.
That's 24-hour parking on when you pull in the parking lot
Okay.
to the left.
Is it paved? If I have summer tires?
It's all paved.
Okay, cool.
Oh yeah,
I got stuck in.
yeah. You'll be fine down there. Town takes care of that.
I got stuck once, 6 inches off, and I just couldn't get.
Yeah, you'll be fine.
Cost me $200.
Yep.
All right, cool.
Yeah, that's
Thank
the
you.
only. They might not give you a problem, but normally I've slept down there before.
Okay,
No
cool.
problem.
Alright, take it easy, dude.
Thanks,
Come back
man.
if you need anything too. We're 24 hours.
Yeah.
All right. Dinner's in a half hour.
5:30, yeah.
Okay.
5:30 to 6:15 was there.
Okay. Thank you. Cool. The raccoon boy and walking around, stealing from trash cans. I just don't. I'm not a big fan of being around people during astrological seasons where the energy is a lot more transitional. Like Aquarius season, I don't like. Pisces season, I don't like. Aries season, which is funny because that's the season of war. I actually don't mind Aries season that much. As far as just going in and getting my shit done. Fire seasons tend to work out better for me. Because I'm a passionate guy, you know what I'm saying? Oh, I got a headache. Oh, fuck. Because I spent all my money at the homeless shelter getting people pizza. I've inadvertently had to fast for 2 days. So all this shit that was in my brain is getting broken up. Okay, what am I at for gas? I'm at just under half a tank. That's not bad. Hello, everybody. My name is Markiplier, and I think that maybe we should hang out for a half hour and then just go back. Things are changing very quickly. I'm ascending, at least. I don't know if y'all are ascending. I don't have a book. I can't show you the book. But somebody gave me 2 books the other day. It was a book called Channeling. How to Channel Entities Interdimensionally. And they gave me another book called How to Handle Humanity's Ascent. So I might read those. I want to talk about generational curses, generational karma, and how it's challenging right now. Let me try. So usually when I do it, there's always one attached to me. It's more like I become aware that there's just one right here, and I thought it was me the whole time, but it wasn't. And then when I become aware of that, they say that you can't be aware of them because spirit guides work better when they're operating in the subconscious creation of your everyday experience. So you saw me, I was like, please show me something. And then I jolted and I was like, why did my head just turn all the way? And then something was like, just look in front of you. And it's a church. It's a fucking church. But also the wind blew it a little bit right to left. Up there. No bullshit. Swear to God. I'll tell you, the main thing that I speak, whatever it is, like there is something that does talk to me. There is like a voice in my head. I'm not gonna lie to you. But it's not all the time. It used to be all the time. Now it's not much. But now when I'll feel it, I'm like, come on, bro, just stay there. Holy shit, there we go. How's the volume? Is it covering the mic? There will be something, and I'm like, what are you? And they're like, I'm an alien. And then I'm like, what do you want? And then it shows me jerking off. You know what I'm saying? That happens to me like twice a month, where I see this thing and I'm like, what are you? And they're like, I'm an alien. And I'm like, well, what do you want from me? And then it's all about me jerking off. And I was like, why? And they're like, we like it. We harvest it. We encourage you to jerk off and harvest your sexual energy. Where are your impulsive thoughts? Watch. And then it will show me like 7 or 8 memories where I was like really, really out of it. And then I had the thing go, get up and go do this. Just go do this. Just go do this. She likes you, man. Go talk to her. Go talk to her, man. And then I realized that it was never encouraging me to do anything good. And that the things that were encouraging me to do good didn't speak in the English language. It was just this greater sort of massive energy. It seems like a fiery golden waterfall going upwards. When that fiery golden waterfall that always goes upwards starts to like pull me higher, when I let go of that thing and when I let go of the English language entirely, and I just don't have a language, like I eliminate words from the equation and just use my spiritual eyes, I guess, then I can start to really uncover and learn like rapidly, and I get this higher sense of awareness that there's more going on than I realized. And then I find usually I can start to resonate and change, like harmonize, change the frequency to that golden water. I think that they say that, I think that might be, I don't know. Something back there, the thing I was talking about, wanted to say it's the river of truth that goes through Sagittarius. But then I'm like, if that thing's bad, maybe it is trying to take me away from God and put me towards astrology. I'm just going to get a bite to eat, and then I'm going to check out Frog Hollow and see if I like it. I hope you will find a good house for yourself to live in, surrounded by good people. Thank you, man. I hope that I get this really cool house on a bunch of land, and it's in a really cool place. I've been looking at pictures of Wyoming and West Virginia and Montana and California and Colorado, and the thing I don't like about it is that the trees all look the same. When I go through like Property Viewer on all these different properties across the country, it looks like God didn't really take a lot of care in making it. Like it's with here where I live in Vermont, it's like really meticulous. Every mountain range looks very unique and special. It looks really cool. The trees are all diverse, like tons of different trees everywhere. Like every little cluster of trees is telling a story. Like if you look here,
these are all different trees. And there's little, even new ones growing up there. There's tons of different birds and animals. There's a squirrel. Oh, that might be a raccoon up there. It's a really big one. That up there. And then if you look over here, there's like always a mountain that you can see. It's never flat. And then all the little hillsides, like this town goes down and there's just a castle in the middle of it. And then a bunch of different churches that peak up. And this is just one tiny town. And there's only like maybe 10,000 people that live in this area. There's nobody. And then you go a little bit more north and then you won't find a population with greater than 10,000 for another hour and a half of driving. It'll just be barren, and they're not allowed to have advertisements on the road. You can't have billboards. Like when I went to New York City, it was so weird to see, like it was such a weird feeling that usually I'm just so used to this open space, but then when I went to New York, it was like every turn the view was obstructed by a bunch of billboards. I don't like that. I didn't like being in developed areas, man. So I like it here, but if you go on land for sale, it's going really quick. The minimum is $45,000. And I think that people are aware of that. I think they really, like, I can't get to the bottom of why they won't hire me. Unless, because even if you were to Google my name, you'd have to Google my full name to find my channel. Unless you already have. When I go on other people's phones and I look up Casey O'Brien, thank God for God. Because guess what? As soon as Casey was about to pop off, and Casey O'Brien, I hit like enough subscribers that you could Google my name, and I would be the one to pop up. Immediately, like the next week, Casey O'Brien became the women's national hockey champion. So now she's there. So I'm more hidden. Or else my hometown, who wasn't ready to find me, would have been able to just find me. Casey, your name is Larissa? Larissa. Shalissa? There's somebody named Clarissa who's like an ex-drug addict with a lot of brain damage, and she couldn't find her place in the world because she was mid. She looks kind of like a Marcus Aurelius as a woman. And at one point, I think she had the potential to be very cool, and then she got in with the wrong crowd. And then she ended up getting with one of my ops, who was like, I'd be walking down the street and he would be mad looking at me, and then he would drive away really fast, throw a temper tantrum and tell me he's gonna kill me. And I'd be like, pull up, here's my address. And he'd be like, he's really trying to convince me to pull up when I'm having a party. I'm like, you threatened to kill me. You said you're gonna come kill me, so I gave you my address. So then for every 6 months, I would open my social media and see walls and walls and walls of text from him saying, you fucking schizo faggot homeless person, I can't wait to see that you froze to death. I relish thinking about it every day. I have so much money because my friend, I turned on him and threatened to kill him on the internet, and then he hit me with his car. And then my mom did a GoFundMe to the white, and a bunch of white people donated. Larissa. So they got to. The only person that sounds like Larissa in my life is the woman that my op held at gunpoint, having a schizophrenic break, thinking that the guy that ran him over with the car was in the house staring at him on the couch. And then he had a standoff with the police where he held his wife at gunpoint. His wife's name is Clarissa, and they're like a couple years younger than me. He claims he's made a lot of money, and I believe it. I saw his GoFundMe. He made $20,000 before crypto from a GoFundMe because he threatened somebody on the internet and they ran him over. And I'm like, why don't I get that? Afternoon River. What up, Christopher? I'm waiting until 5:30 and I'm gonna go maybe try to have a bite to eat, because all I've had some cake, and that's it. And I've got half a tank of gas.
But to get here, this is the only public shower in the area. It was 45 minutes. So I could drive back up and keep trying to get that gas station to hire me. But they said they're gonna put the background check in, but they're not sure. Most places it's like they do 10 years of background checks, and if anything comes up, you're just ineligible. And right now I have violations of conditions of release because part of my thing was that you can't commit any crimes, and then I trespassed to escape a hurricane. And that's, out of everything that I've ever done, that's the one thing that's keeping me from working, is the fact that I tried to escape a hurricane in a field. According to my paperwork, which is somewhere in here. Maybe it's in here. Is this it? No, it's a big folder somewhere. This is just... That's one of the papers. And that's not it. It's buried in here somewhere. My physical and my background check. What is the most fuckable Pokemon? I thought about that last night. When I was in residential, I was in an institution where the room was smaller than Harry Potter's fucking staircase room. And they would lock us in it most of the day. But every now and then they would let me use my DS. And they would take it away because we would use PictoChat to talk to each other through the rooms. And one time I took my roommate's shark tooth necklace and I cut a hole to the other side. And then we would exchange underwear with the girls. I would, at least. He didn't. But I would jerk off to that fucking zebra. Because in Pokemon Black and White, the electric zebra, it's turned away. And they knew what they were doing. That zebra was dummy thick. Blitzel or something, or the one it evolves into. So I would just imagine it was the girl next door. I drank so much milk today. Good for you, man. I found my orange duct tape. And I found my gray duct tape. And I found my extension cord and my hatchet. And my blanket is in here, but it's all of this shit is frozen solid. This whole shit is frozen solid, look. I can't even pull this because it's all frozen. This blanket, it's just like a big block of ice. But there's my extreme cold military parka with the white hood, which is cool. Not like the KKK, it's made of fur. Dude, somebody came up to me. I guess there's a kid in another town that I'm in sometimes, and I guess he likes to drive a bit too fast. Or maybe he has turbo in the car or something. But I was emptying out my car at McDonald's, and I guess they didn't like the way he peeled out of the parking lot. So some guy in a green truck showed up and said, hey, basically, he was like, are you with that kid? And I was like, yeah, what about him? In the minute I was like, I think he's a nice guy. I don't really see him as somebody that would like do something bad for the community. He doesn't sell drugs. He has a degree in cryptography. He went to college. I think he's just trying to figure it out, and this is like a safer place than everywhere. And he's like, well, he needs to know that the Klan is here, and the Klan fucking is mad at his reckless driving. And he needs to stop before he gets somebody killed. So I said, I think that's an outdated way of thinking. And I think that from what I've seen in life, the more violent people are actually the indifference and cruelty from whites. I think that when I go around town, I'm never worried about a black person hurting me, but I'm always worried about people that talk and act like you. He was like, oh yeah, buddy, okay. And I was like, just wait, man. And then he took off. But I'm a crazy person. You have a good rap. You have potential for a lot of things, Keith. I'm trying. Are you a reanimated version of the King of Egypt? I've been thinking that for a long time. Like, that'll just randomly come to me in the middle of the night. The only way I could sleep was if I was in a refrigerator box. So I would have my mom get a refrigerator box, and then I'd put my bed in the corner, my twin mattress, and then I would put the refrigerator box on the twin mattress, and then I would build like a little den. And when I was in there, in the den, and I would have to, even as I remember as a baby, and then even up to like 13 years old, I could only sleep if I had the blanket over my eyes, completely covered, and with just a little bit of air for me to breathe. And that's the only way I could sleep. And I'm like, I got over it for a few years, but then I am back in the car now, and now it's so cold. The only way I can sleep is if I'm covered with just a place for me to breathe. It's so weird that growing up, I do exactly what I'm doing now. But part of that would be like when I was in that, basically in isolation, in that sensory deprivation chamber. That, I think, what did they call it in Dragon Ball? Not the hypothalamus, not the hypotenuse, the hyperbaric time chamber. It's kind of like this. I've been in like an isolation tank for most of my life, in spirit. And part of that would be like things I don't understand are showing me that I'm supposed to be under the pyramids. Like my old body is under the pyramids, and I'm transmitting to myself from what I left behind from a previous incarnation. And that's just one of many different ones that I sort of have like nodes in a neural network of all of my past lives. So they showed me as a raccoon and a polar bear, mainly a polar bear when I was younger. Like I would literally see me in like frozen in the north, and I'm like buried under a bunch of ice, and I'm near crystals, and the crystals are connected to the ley lines underneath them, and there's an electromagnetic signal that's sort of like the north and them, and then it makes this shape. And they saw that I was one of those things they were showing me. It's like one of these, your life and where you are in your life and what you're doing has more to do with the exchange of energy by holding that space to allow the infinite to coalesce and continue churning in your specific style that you've been cultivating, promoting for thousands and thousands of years. And I'm like, okay, I'm 8. I'm 8 years old, man. I'm 8. So then I would go build Legos, and then I would build like a little igloo for myself, and I'd imagine that I was like a native Inuit person. And I really loved the medieval stuff a lot. I just love building castles. It's all I do. When I was a kid, when you'd put me in Minecraft or you would put me with Legos, all I would do is build castles. I didn't care about I would build castles, and I would build villages that look Nordic, but I didn't like Vikings. I thought Vikings were cringe, but I liked the style of basically I liked making buildings that would overhang. So it had that sort of point that comes out. I didn't build out a thatch or anything like old Viking huts. I just liked stuff that had crenellations and stuff that went to a point. And then I moved into a ski chalet that was just that point. It was really cool. It looked exactly like what I built. And I would just daydream about one day I'll be able to build my own town in the mountains somewhere. And I would have this big castle overlooking everything. Then I would throw balls and no diddy. I mean like throw dances. Like adult prom, basically, for the really cool people to just hang out. I would throw parties in the castle. And then there would be like a village with like an inn where people would hang out. And then there would be a bunch of farms. And it would be really snowy, but we'd all get together and sled down the hill. And we would have
we would really take care to probably an elevator. Like in the wintertime, the stairs would be kind of a chore. So we would have like an elevator system dug into the caves to get to and from. And then just shovel the walkways if we couldn't do the stairs. But then we would sled down the side. So we would have tons of sledding trails. Like when you go up with your sled to do whatever in the castle, and then when you're done, you sled back down into the village. Boat roof, I long for warm weather. It's cold. Are you homeless? Not because I tried to destroy you. There must be a way to restore you into this moment. I can get back into my body pretty easily through sex or through driving around in the middle of the night, and I have like abundance of money and the car is not broken down. Like when the car is fixed and I have a bunch of money in my pocket and I drive around, then I break through very easily and I live in spirit and I'm like a star person and there's like other star beings that are flying with me through the universe, and then I get all this power because I deserve it and I wouldn't abuse it, and I don't even use it in public. It's just for that experience, for that moment. And then I usually just try to make as much songs and music as I can. Like I wrote this one recently. I know that you don't care and life ain't fair. I know that life ain't fair and you don't care. But I can't sleep unless I pray I freeze to death. For the first time, I'm not afraid. The second my spine cracks. Oh, the next time that railroad crossing drops, I'll hit the gas. For the first time, I'm not afraid. The second my spine cracks, I won't feel pain. And if they ask about the boy you drove away, say I caught a train. And then I think I wrote one about my dead little brother. Car life, you know me. I've only had the car for a month now. Before that I was on foot for two years. And before that I was in another car for 6 months. Before that I was on a bike for 8 months. And before that I was in a broken down car and just hiding in the broken down car for 4 months. Never went anywhere, just hid in the car. And then I'd go into McDonald's to charge it. And then before that, I was door dashing for 3 or 4 months. Before that, I was in a motel program trying to get my car back because I had drove through the border and was deported from Montreal. And then before that, I was door dashing for a little bit, and before that, I was at my mom's house for a little bit, my mom's apartment in Section 8, but she had schizophrenia, and I don't have schizophrenia, and she's a narcissist, and I'm not a narcissist. She's an obsessed parasite that is stalking me, and I just wanted to leave me alone, please. Please, just stop. Then, before that, I was in Section 8 because I had a brain injury and I was recovering from that. I would take I got pandemic unemployment assistance because my job had to stop because of COVID. So I put that into crypto to get the car, and then I would take Greyhounds and go on trips across the country trying to see if I could make it in the cities, and I didn't like it. And now that I'm older, I realize the thing I didn't like about it wasn't the people.
It wasn't the place, it was the lack of trees and how boxed in everything was, so there wasn't freedom of movement. So everybody was trapped like robots, transactional and connected to the internet too much, too like extension of themselves too far into their social media, too power hungry, and consuming energy from each other, and that was it all. And then at least here, they're the same way, but I have the opportunity to reject it, and I can go and be an animal in nature if I want to be. So arguably the energy that passes through me is much better and much brighter, much more vivid and beautiful, and it goes back to nature, and it's just better here. The people aren't better here, but you know, when I was out in Miami on South Beach, the seagulls would scream at me for food, and I would feed them, and people would watch, and people were like, he's really cool, and you're cute, and I'm like, what are you doing here? And then strippers would be like, you want to come tonight? And they knew I didn't have money, but they were offering to give me a bunch of lap dances in the strip club later, and people would wander out of the gay bar and be like, do you want to come in? And I'd be like, fighting off the brain injury and the people that would try to take advantage of me during that. So I'm like really homophobic, and I don't like it, and I just want them to leave, and they could tell, and then they're mad at me, and I'm like, fuck, now they're mad at me, and I made people upset. And then I would get a hit of like people would walk by smoking a joint, and I'd get a little bit of weed, and it would trigger the stuff I was trying to hide from when I would stimulate too much, and I would get too aware of everything, and then suddenly I'm thrown into the Hunger Games now, because I can really feel all the love in everybody's heart on South Beach, and they could feel me. So then all of a sudden everybody was sort of looking over at me because they could tell that I had been activated and I was an extremely powerful ancient soul. And then immediately the energy vampires would descend on me and try to rip it out, brag about what they just did, and then try to go fuck a girl with it. Which will be a reoccurring theme in my life, is that people try to steal my energy and use it for sex. It happened the other day where I couldn't make a friend because they were too obsessed with sex, so I watched the darkness enter both of their vessels, and then they couldn't even speak. They were just sat right in front of me. The demon was smiling at me, but their heads were down, but they were both like this, like a foot from my face, sitting there. So I went, ha 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 ha, and then the guy got up and went into the bathroom, because that's how he tries to hoard the power, by taking the focus and driving all the energy, which is what I used to do. It's my karma. Just cope, you lib. Nobody gives a fuck, man. That made more sense than anything I ever heard. It was so clear and easy to understand. Not for white people. Not for most white people, man. White people are so, like, devolved into the darkness that when you say it, it makes them feel like they have to hurt you. They were programmed to be only able to accept and intellectualize and gain more energy off of the expense of others, and they call it the ecosystem. And the part of that is that in order to live like that, you have no sense of accountability whatsoever. So you'll find, if you go on Facebook, the white people that are very, very, very angry are angry at the shit that they are doing in the exact comment of what they're mad at, like what they're talking about, they're mad at somebody else doing. They're doing exactly what they're mad at. Like, it's a bunch of people filling up comment sections right now, and they're mad about 3 specific things, and you can find that entire comment section, those 3 specific things they say that they're mad at, is what they're doing. And the people they say that they're mad at are not doing that. They're just told that those are the enemy. And they can't find a reason to be mad. ICE is crazy. Protesters are crazy. ICE is saying fuck around and finding out. Protesters are saying ICE fucked around and now they're finding out. They're doing the same thing. They're both unhappy about the same behavior. But they're held back and limited by the white programming that thrives on war and deceit. And then it became sports teams. Like, people don't care about the NFL teams anymore. They went to war against ICE in the wintertime because it's a creator and a stage. They didn't make us go to war against ICE in the summer because there would be more people out there and we'd probably win. So they stage fake rebellions to make you tired. And it's to teach the government about how to defend against it. And they're also using body cam footage and they're using surveillance footage. And they have the ICE officers hooked up to AI because they are practicing riots for robots. My car's actually really clean. It's just full of stuff. My car is basically brand new, but I've driven like 8,000 or 9,000 miles at this point, driving around the state looking for opportunities and finding none. I have opportunities, but it requires money. I'm gonna have to talk to the mayor about, can I set up the camera? Can I record what we're doing here and make content about it? Can I interview the homeless people? Can we do like a cooking show where we cook with the homeless people and give it out to people and stuff, and run a Kickstarter to donate to the thing, and in exchange you let me keep my gym in the basement or in like one of these empty rooms, because you're not going to have the money to renovate it for a long time. So one of these empty motel rooms in this motel that you bought, instead of giving it to a storage unit, because a storage unit is like $100 a month minimum, and so for a year that would be $1,200. If I had a job, that would be 1 week of work if these places would let me work, but they don't. And I've tried 60 to 75 places at this point and gotten nothing back. So I'd rather, if I can get $1,200, I'd rather give it to that shelter, to that guy who was cool that listened to me about my wagon idea, that seems kind of interested, and they seem like way more open and excited about helping me build these wagons than anywhere else in the state. And I've driven around the entire state at this point looking for someone to just let me use their circular saw in their garage, and I found nothing. So other than one guy who insinuated I would be like his wife cleaning up after him, and then started getting butt-ass naked and walking around the garage at night. And then when I didn't go on to his advances, he got pissed and started chucking shit at me and stomping above the stairs where I would sleep under, putting a bunch of sawdust in my eyes. When I wouldn't fuck him. Be an Uber driver, I still owe like, I owe maybe 800, I would say 140, probably like 700 to 800 bucks still towards this car. Plus I have to maybe put winter tires on it. Plus I have to replace a wheel bearing for $280. Plus probably I'm gonna have to put transmission fluid in here at some point. And then registration, title, and insurance. And then I'll be able to do Walmart Spark delivery. And I'm like, come on, guys. You couldn't just give me the car. If you had just given me the car for $1,000, I've given you like, I think, I would say around $1,200 at this point, because it was $140, and then she took out $130, so, or $1,030, so $1,170, and then she wants $2,000. And I'm not saying I wouldn't pay her the $2,000. I'm just saying, just give me the title now. Let me register and insure it now with that money. And then I could be Walmart Spark delivery, and then I would be able to be making money every day instead of begging for handouts every day. I'm like, I understand you're trying to teach me lessons here, but I'm telling you that the lessons are redundant to the things that would be achievable if we just did Ho'oponopono, where you just give freely without expectation. I didn't want to be paid to shovel. I was really happy to just shovel. When it became transactional and weird, that's a bunch of bullshit, man. When it became like the community art center didn't like me making art in the green room downstairs. And I was never mad at them, but I was like, I think there was a lot of darkness, and I think that all of them probably had some type of vice. And I think that extended to the board, and I think that there was just something going on with the community where, I don't know, but it was like, in order to go there, I had to subject myself to being infiltrated by some dark force. And when I would fight back against the dark force and the egos of the people that I would really see, I would really feel it, like feel being raped by the community. And when I would sort of break away from it and come back to the woods, the birds would all come to the tent and go, blah, 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 and try to help me fight back. And then immediately, like, the person wouldn't talk to me at all, and then randomly they would just really blow up my phone. And then that extended to, like, afterwards when I got the car, they wouldn't message me at all until I fought back against it, and I started to bring more peace, and it was all about making a song. Anytime I feel this open freedom of space here in my core or whatever, and there's light coming through, and I'm creating and passionate and making something greater than myself, when that's coming through and I have this creation and living in spirit flow, water, be like whatever, this fluidity, whatever, infinite abundance, that's when all of a sudden I feel like there's a tendril attacking it and trying to, like, Vecna pump it out of me, and then all of a sudden everybody's blowing my phone up. People are really interested, my views are skyrocketing, and then when it goes away and I feel, when I finally the Vecna the upside down grows in and starts taking it all, and I feel empty and lifeless again, then nobody wants anything to do with me anymore. The world is full of hands that hold you when it's worth it. You gave me a chance when they thought I was worthless. So when I fall like I do, I'll call for you. The world is full of hands, hold you when it's worth it. You gave me a chance. That's crazy. I was thinking about the comments. I wasn't thinking about gayness, but I was thinking, like, man, they really only watch when I feel like I lose my sense of masculine confidence. If I'm not in that sort of, like, programmed, oriented towards, you know, the groupthink straight men stuff. I'm not talking about being gay, but when I'm just like, this stuff, I don't like it either. Just rant mode. When, like, I can't get to the singing. I just go off like that. I didn't like it either. You know what I'm saying? But it's not gayness. To be honest with you, from what I see, I seem to be the only person I know that isn't gay at all. Pretty much everyone I deal with in my day-to-day life, they always seem kind of open to gayness. And I'm always in this constant cycle of fuck off. Because I know that my voice is high-pitched from trauma. So they won't fucking leave me alone. Like I think everything's cool and chilling, and then they say some gay shit, and I'm like, come on. Now I have to leave. I'm not interested in this shit. I have trauma that's got me fucked up. I can't be an Uber driver. I can't. Alexandra. What up, Alexandra? 2016. How can you find love in another man's hairy ass? I can't say anything because last time I spoke about that stuff, I got banned for a week. The algorithm does not like when I say Sodom and Gomorrah stuff. Or like that one time I took a poop and it was really huge and it hurt really bad. And then I was like, I never want, like I'm gonna eat better for the rest of my life. Because I never want that experience. But there are people that like obsess about having the reverse of that. And I'm like, power to you, man. Don't wear those disturbers. Appreciate you. I am gonna go, it's 5:50, okay. I'm gonna go get a meal. I'm gonna go get some pulled pork with the hobos. What? My battery's at 12? Are you fucking shitting me, man? The world is full of hands that hold you when it's worth it. It gives me a chance when they thought I was worth it. So when I fall like I do, I'll call for you. I'll call for you. I used to really want this car. My dream car used to be a Jeep Commander. But then I've had energy vamps my whole life where I think something's really cool and I want something really cool. I'm like just constantly imagining or manifesting a Jeep Commander, and then my little brother comes up and I feel him rip it out of my head and then he goes, I want a Jeep Commander. Okay, I gotta go.